What happened while we were away, brought to you by the DOE Is DOA.
We're going to be returning education very simply back to the states where it belongs, and this is a very popular thing to do, but much more importantly, it's a common sense thing to do.
Since we last spoke, President Trump signed an executive order de facto dismantling the Department of Education. Some duties of the current Department of Education, like student loans, will be shifted to other government agencies. Attorney General Pam Bondi has announced the arrest of 3 Tesla vandals, characterizing them as domestic terrorists. All 3 used or attempted to use incendiary devices to burn Tesla cars or charging stations and come from Oregon, Colorado, and South Carolina. Another new trend to try to stick it to Tesla owners is this one.
We are the ones we've been waiting for.
Whoops, wrong clip. For those of you listening, a large man sticks his hand down his butt crack, takes his hand out, and starts smearing it on a Tesla. Lovely. Is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez running for president? You're darn tootin' she is.
We need a Democratic Party that fights.
Pope Francis is out of the hospital after a 5-week stay battling double pneumonia. He was seen in public for the first time on Sunday since his admission. He's 88 years old. In the UK, a National Health Services employee who was charged with fraud for creating over 1,000 fake COVID vaccine cards is avoiding jail time after it was revealed in court that NHS didn't even investigate the matter for unclear reasons. 28-year-old Kieran Sylvester created the fake vaccine cards for profit and had never previously run into trouble with the law. An ongoing debate online and in certain legislatures for years now has been whether or not to ban SNAP benefits from being used to buy snacks like soda and junk food. Well, randomly over the weekend, some large right-wing influencer accounts started posting pretty much the exact same message. Welfare recipients should be able to buy soda with their unearned benefits. Some of these accounts actually do pretty decent work, by the way, as news aggregators or pertinent news boosters, but I'm sure it was just totally random and they all got on the exact same message at the exact same time this weekend. DoorDash has partnered with a finance company to introduce a program that would allow customers to finance DoorDash restaurant orders. And now a Marxist madness update. Moving on to the Soviet 16. For Hamas defeated Screaming at Children there in the Soviet 16. They will be taking on Shoot 'em, who narrowly defeated Mental Disorder 53-46. Dick Levine, the 2 seed, moves on over Mamala, and they'll be taking on Don't Tell, who also had a narrow win over Save Porn, Vote Democrat. Over in the diversity region, Rights Come From Where springs the 8-1 upset over the Marsh family. They'll be taking on Governor Weirdmer, the 5 seed, triumphing over Richard Dawkins, Man of Faith. Mobile Abortions, the 2 seed, will be taking on Whoops Pedophilia, both of whom had resounding victories in the first round. In the Equity region, Garbage will be taking on the 4 seed, We Demand Aid. The National Cathedral Witch springs the 7-2 upset over Man Enough. Will be taking on the 6 seed, High Tech Trafficking, who beat the 3 seed, Girls Gone Primal. And finally, in the Inclusion region, the number 1 seed there, the Gynocracy, won their matchup over Stop Killing Us. Will be taking on Roots Part 2 with a surprising easy victory over Roots Part 1. Second matchup, moving on into the Soviet 16. Haitians over Sun. The 2 seed will be taking on the 3 seed, Transuterus. Look for the voting thread later today at Steve Day Show on X. And finally, at the NCAA wrestling tournament, Oklahoma State's heavyweight wrestler Wyatt Hendrickson, who's also a 2nd lieutenant in the Air Force, pulled off the biggest upset in college wrestling history, defeating Gabe Steveson for the crown this year, while his commander-in-chief watched in person.
Captain America. Captain America.
Rob, I can't believe it.
My jaw's on the floor.
He did it.
Hey. Shut up. Shut up. Everybody shut up. Shut up, Rock.
I'm glad that he was the last.
And that's what happened while we were away.